Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and thank you very much for making a little time to check the video out. And got a good video for you guys today. We're going to be talking about wing topwater baits and why they're really good in the springtime of the year. I don't think a lot of people fish them. I'm going to give you guys some tips on it because I've been fishing them since the late 1970s. So I think you guys are going to really like to add them into your arsenal after you hear this video. And first of all, I'd just like to thank everybody that has been supporting the View Product Shopping tab on the videos. When you click on the video at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a thing that says View Products when the video starts. And it's a bunch of products I think you guys might be interested in, so thanks for checking that out. And also, real quickly, anybody out there interested in becoming a channel member, channel members get extra videos every week that aren't seen by the public and access to my personal email address. You can become a member just by going to my YouTube homepage, and at the bottom right, there's a little play button that says Intuitive Memberships. When you click on it, and you can get the info there. Much appreciated. Okay, guys, let me give you a little history into the wing topwaters. Excuse me. Still recovering from yesterday's food poisoning. Back in the late 1970s, I had some friends that fished Grand Lake a lot. In fact, their parents had a trailer there, and we were teenagers back then, and they were always telling me about these giant bass they were catching down there, or big bass they were catching, walking the bank at Grand Lake, fishing these things called a head and crazy crawler, which basically this is the megabass eye wing I'm going to talk about, but basically the crazy crawler was the same thing. And this is what we're talking about, wing topwaters. Wing topwaters have basically wings that move on it that make the bait. Let me show you guys here. It makes the bait go through the water like that on the top, and that's what this crazy crawler was. So I started using the crazy crawler, and I caught a lot of bass on it for years. And it wasn't until the last couple of years ago that Megabass came out with this eye-wing topwater. This is like the same basic configuration. It's a wing topwater. Like I said, the wings come in out a little bit, and you throw this thing out there, and you can reel it. You can buzz it through sort of hard to work like it, but you can buzz it through the water real quick, or real as slow as you want to. You can go just where it's just wobbling barely through the water like that, or really speed it up like it's trying to get away. But guys, this eye wing right here, the last 2 years, I have caught a ton of fish on it, specifically like in the months of April and May. Sort of like when those fish first start getting off the bed, after they're coming off the bed. So talk a little bit about where you want to fish it. The number one areas that I've done the best on the eye wing has been around any type of flooded bushes in the spring. So if you have higher water conditions, fishing them around the edge of willow trees, fishing them around bushes, that type of stuff. I've caught a ton of fish doing that because for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but those fish that are garden fry, they will just come out and hammer this thing as far as coming past some flooded bushes. But if you don't have flooded bushes, the number one thing and the number one area to fish the wing topwaters like this are around any type of shade pockets, specifically around overhanging trees. So say, for example, you've got a cove where the fish have spawned in, or they're spawning, or they got done spawning or whatever, and they're post-spawn a little bit. If you can go back in those coves and look at the trees that are sort of hanging over the water, and now the shade will be created at different times of the day because of the sun angle. But for some reason, if you can throw this thing up in the shade of the overhanging trees, I've caught a ton of fish doing that. Or around, you can have any type of shade. It can be shade from docks or whatever. But there's something about those fish setting up in and around those shade lines in those spawning coves that are really good. Now, probably the best days I've ever had on the eye wing has come during a mayfly hatch. Now, mayflies will hatch, throughout the summertime. It just depends on the part of the country. You can't miss them because you'll see, you'll go past a tree, you're fishing down a bank, and all of a sudden you'll accidentally hit a limb and you'll see these mayflies going everywhere, and they fall in the water and perch get them. But if you can ever throw this thing around a mayfly hatch, because like I said, these mayflies are falling on the water, and the bluegills they know this instinctively, so they'll hang out around these areas where the mayflies are hatching out, and you can throw the eye wing around those mayfly hatches and just get hammered on them. Another situation this works really good, guys, is up north for smallmouth. If you're fishing those big vast flats for smallmouth, like on Lake St. Clair, Lake Champlain, those flats that are in like 4 to 8 foot of water. Guys, on a calm day, the I-wing or wing topwater will hammer those smallmouth, and that's when I reel it faster. It's like I'll have it coming through the water, you know, pretty fast like that, and something they don't see. But anyway, guys, this is a lure profile, a topwater lure profile that nobody uses this thing for whatever, and I don't really understand it, because I think a lot of people equate something like this with like the old jitterbug, and they think it's like old school. But guys, there are times when they will hammer this thing and they'll hammer nothing else. But I'll put the Baitworks link in the description. Baitworks has got them there. You can use that link and get you some of the I-wings here. And season's coming up for them, man. Like I said, you know, late April, May, maybe into June a little bit is the prime time for it. Most of the time I'm fishing it just on, you know, like 15 pound, 15, 20 pound tests, monofilament. You don't want to use fluorocarbon line, because it'll sink it down a little bit. And you know, just give it a try. It's going to catch you guys some fish, and it'll be one of your favorite baits. But colors don't really matter. I've caught them on shad patterns and black ones and dark ones. I think it's just the wings on them that attract the fish. So anyway, I hope it helps you guys catch a few, and we'll talk later.